I was on the phone with a woman who was the head of PETA. She called me and because she wanted to know why we thought pigeon racing was okay. And I said, well, the birds are bred for that. They enjoy flying, and they're trained and well cared for, better than most people's pets are. And she said, how do you know they like being let go 500 miles from home? And of course, their political agenda is one of stopping any involvement with animals. So, but we had a good relationship. We talked several times, and that came up over the pigeon shoot in Pennsylvania. That's why we had our initial contact. Mm-hmm. And I had to deal with that situation with her.
For folks that don't know what the pigeon shoot in Pennsylvania was all about.
Was it Higgins, wasn't it?
I think you're right. Why don't you tell them what that was?
Better stop the table, pick the question up again. That's my wife. Let's get her done.
Okay, we took a little break, and now we're back talking about the pigeon shoot in Pennsylvania.
I think that was Higgins.
Okay.
If I remember right. It just pops into my mind. But it was a yearly shoot there where they collected all of these barn pigeons, bridge pigeons from around the country, thousands of them, and they'd take their kids and they'd just shoot pigeons. They'd turn them loose and they would just like shooting clay pigeons, and it got a lot of bad press. It's not so bad they were shooting the pigeons because there was a lot of places, sportsmen's clubs do pigeon shoots, but you know, they had pictures of them wringing their necks and stomping on the birds that were crippled and doing things of that nature. So that didn't lend itself to good PR, and I think that's since not been, or they don't do that anymore, I should say.
Now PETA was concerned about the pigeon shoot, but they chose to call our organization.
Right. They wanted to know what our position was on it.
Oh, okay.
And our position at the time was that we weren't condoning that, shooting the pigeons. Right, so because we don't know if any racing pigeons were involved in that as well. And chances are there were. When thousands of them are caught from across the country, you know, lost birds get picked up, and so we would, and naturally I wouldn't want, you know, in some cases, you know, if one of your best pigeons got waylaid and got shot, you wouldn't like that. So
no, we put a lot of time and effort into
right, and you know, good pigeons do make mistakes, and you know, they get run into weather, they can't make it home, and you expect them to come home, and then they get caught off like that. I knew a story of a guy who had a bird that was one of his top pigeons that got lost, and was a 500-miler, and you know, was trapped, brought it back home, brought it back, and continued to fly with it. And so those things happen. So anyway.